just gonna spit on this one. Yo. Hey. I don't get writer's block, I just write them odd. I'm crisp like a Sprite when it's hot. This say you might just get dropped. Like it or not, I'm a likable guy, I'm psyching them odd. I was fighting in lots while you were just cycling thoughts. You a dyke in the box, so now listen. The way you pitching, you gon' need more than a mound visit. You sound timid and I don't kick it with round midgets. That hound misses, I found this is the way losers acting around misfits. Pound for pound, I'm the listing. You can bounce and get dismissed, clown, get this. Couldn't walk a mile wearing my Fitbit. Competition is non-existent, and you ain't worth the honorable mention. It hurts cause you don't wanna listen. Certainly I'm on a mission. Bone picking lame cats with face tats that I can't tell the difference in. Splitting images, depicting sentiments and lifestyles they never lived within. These cats are children men, depending on ill wills and pills again. Tell me I don't wanna sell, because it's on my own terms. W or L, whether I succeed or fail. No plan to see you in hell, he can tell. Stick around or he can bail. It don't matter to me cause I'ma eat as well. You can get yours in, it's important. I'ma get mine, not interdependent, cause wealth is not a fixed pie. Meaning you blaming your lack of success on another while you sit and do nothing is for losers and suckers, my brother. Man, just sitting here thinking, if I could just like rap like that every single track, I thoroughly enjoy rap a lot more than what I do now. It seems like so many cats really have downgraded in terms of rhyme schemes and lyricism, but let's get back into it. I'm more than a rare exception, you can't compare him. I'm fly as Tuskegee Airman. My patience is as thin as her pants. You find a sucker cat that's talking smack and I'll just dare him. Come at me sideways attacking, I'm pushing back your chin. I know you sour, you adhere to fear, and I'm overpowered like Jiren or Beerus. You delirious, seriously you a joke or high off Oxycontin. Better yet, you a moron and knock the Oxycontin, not the likes of mine. I remember sitting back laughing, hoping that I get signed. Now I own my own tracks, riding waves of the hype of mine. Popular and dirt poor broke, that ain't my type of grind. If I got started talent, then why would I wanna ride the pine? Pipe it down, listen closely. I'm on the flow, you in the nosebleeds. That's cause I spent my days with no sleep. You fools know me, and low-key, you little bro sheep. A little bo peep, you like a vicious dog with no teeth. And I'm an animal that's off the handle, standing on the mantle. Rap game, John Randall, opposition manhandle. You can't light a dang candle on a sandhill with 20 matches and a handbill. You ain't got nan skill. You see these jokers, yeah, they mediocre. Don't get your hopes up. A contradiction like an old pup. I'm pulling cards like Ilyasova from Deep Land, Minnesota. Indeed, I'm a timber wolf, and you just a mini crook. Won't let you off any hook. And plenty rooks thinking that they can get me shook, but on top of the scoring title, I'm locking up like Michael, the Jordan, and beforehand, I had the floor plan and the door hand, so they adore him. I can't let it slide. I can't let it slide. Nah. Look like we got another one of them. Popping at the mouth or the side of his neck when he pouts, no argument, no rebuttal from. He ain't from my town, I don't know him, so I'm guessing he's a clown like he wanted me to love on him. But you know that ain't my style, yet he still got my name in his mouth and I ain't running for cover from. A bunch of lambs, how you figure you getting fame from my clout, so let's get this cleared now. I'm cold like an Eastern February, but that hating isn't necessary. You being petty cause you see me rising, becoming legendary, and you talking down like you very scary. Come on, dude. Get on, fool. Typing and writing on a post too. Get a cosign when you wouldn't bust a grape in a fruit fight in the produce section at Whole Foods. I already told you. Since my adolescence, I had to stress that never being less than being excellent is the motto I follow. For throttle, I gotta be some sort of testament. If I strive to do it, be the best at it. So testing this is rather pointless than pandemonium. My opponent, full of baloney, I'm owning him. He's a phony one, cause I can't allow it. I'm overpowered like Bowser, and your mouth is writing checks with a negative balance. You can't cash that. I don't think it's covered by that Affleck. High side if you want, but you putting on a bad act. I promise you it ain't worth it. It's more than getting laughed at. You don't want to task that, so back and do oblige. I'm killing it like it's a pesticide. I'm prepared if you get in my way, the endeavor's fine. I never settle, I got the better mind. So if you knocking my grind, I just can't let it slide.
I just wanna be who I wanna be. I ain't getting in nobody's way, but if you get in mine, then you're gonna be in a bad place. Nah, don't get me wrong. Please don't misunderstand my tone. I created my own lane, so you ain't got no business being in it. So you should see why I can't let it slide.
Nah, I done did a lot just to get by, so I can't let it slide. I escaped the mental shackles, I ain't got patience for these bastards, I can't let it slide. I ain't saying I'll attack you. Roe v. Wade overturned. Cannon Speaks coming up next.
No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. No threat to a Hotep, especially when the Hotep got the goddess mask off. He's working his ass off, trying to tell y'all goofy dudes what they planning. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand. It's Hotep, Hotep. Hope you motherfuckers understand.
What up? Cannon Hotep back at it again. I'm sorry, you guys. I didn't stream last Wednesday, but we back. Was out on a little vacation. A lot of y'all saw my hunting vlog where I went turkey hunting out in Central California with my man Donovan Loomis. But we back at it like we never left. We got an interesting for you tonight. It's crazy that I'm coming back and for my Cannon Speaks live stream, and wouldn't you know it, they overturned Roe versus Wade. How about that? And I know the left is losing their collective minds right now. We got a special guest tonight. I'm gonna bring her in. You guys know her, and I hope you're following her on Twitter. If you're not following on Twitter, give her YouTube channel a follow. Welcome BAILEE to the show. What's up, BAILEE? Welcome back.
Thanks for having me again.
Not a problem. When I seen this, I was like, we gotta talk about this tonight. I was like, you know what better person to have on here than you? You know what I mean? So
Yes.
So let's get into it. I had no clue that this was even an inkling of a thing. You know what I mean? I had no clue that they were even looking to overturn. I guess nobody really did until they saw the leak. I heard about it today. Next thing you know, sounds like they overturned it. So what was your initial thoughts when that happened?
Kind of like what you said. I knew the left was going to lose their minds. But I knew they would lose their minds, but my second thought was I realized people don't know exactly what it means to be overturned, I think people just initially the shock to hear Roe versus Wade. I think Roe versus Wade and the Board of Education, the two court cases of our lifetime that you always hear, and they're sacred to a lot of people.
Right.
And I don't know. I knew there'd be outrage.
Yeah, I was just watching, my Twitter, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, wow, these people, they're pissed. They are pissed. You know what I mean? I'm like, holy smokes. I didn't know what to think of it.
I lied. You wanna know my real first initial reaction was petty.
Is that right?
My first reaction, no lie. I said out loud, I was like, I bet you they know what a woman is now.
I know, right? All that
Yes.
trans equality went out the window when this happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We had I think I saw something where some girl was saying all persons with a uterus should stop having sex and all this stuff in I guess protest. And I'm like, this is the fuck got you into it in the first place. You don't know how to keep
exactly.
You don't know how to keep your legs closed. You don't know when to pull out.
Right.
You don't know when to you don't know to take your birth control every night or every week or every 6 months or whatever it is, and you don't know how to put a condom on because you think she cute and she told you she was on birth control. This is what got y'all into these situations. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now,
Or you couldn't take a trip to Walgreens the next day.
right, exactly.
Did something.
That's right. That's right. They got that pill, that 72-hour joint, right?
Yes.
You get
Not that I
3
would know.
days. You get 3 days to be like, all right, I need to make sure. I don't know what happened on Saturday night when I had too much tequila and I woke up with that dude that looked like Bernie Mac. Let me go down to the Rite Aid. I ain't even got to ask the pharmacist to sit on the counter. You know, let me go get this and take care of business. You know what I mean? This shit is
Exactly.
crazy. You know what I mean? Now, let me start
Crazy.
this
I
off.
think it's only like 50. I mean, not that I have experience, but I think it's only $50.
Hey, I guess. You know what I mean? Now, check it.
Dang.
I'm going to just put this out there. I put it out on Twitter earlier. I'll probably play it. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and play it now. Let me see if I can't find it. So I was on my man, Unfit Statesman. I was on his podcast, right? And he asked me about it. And I gave him my answer. I just want you guys to see what my answer was. Give me 1 second. Let me pull this up. Let's see. Should be it right here. I'm gonna share my screen with you. The audio, start sharing. All right. You should be able to see it.
I see it.
All right, cool. So let me jump back over. All right, guys. So this was my answer when he asked me a question. But who the fuck am I?
Now, are you pro or pro-choice, pro-life, pro black baby, pro-white baby? What are you?
I'm pro whatever the fuck me and my wife decide if we ever had to cross that road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it shouldn't be a talking point in politics about abortions, in my opinion. I think that, now would me and my wife do it? No. It's my wife. If she gets pregnant, then hey, we got to deal with that. That's our child coming. But who the fuck am I to tell somebody else in another household what the fuck they supposed to do with their body? They got to live with that decision. Now do I see that, it disparagingly affects the black community? Yeah. There's a fucking Planned Parenthood in every hood. You know what I mean?
Margaret Sanger was no BLM supporter.
Right. But I also agree that there's a lot of women out here that should not be fucking mothers.
Yeah.
At all.
So
there's a lot of men out here that shouldn't be fathers. But a lot of those men that shouldn't be fathers are sticking around no way. But
yeah.
But a lot but there's a lot of women out here that should not be mothers. Period. Mm-hmm. And you can see the product of that, because they pass their kids off to the grandmother that can barely keep up with the kid, or they resent the kid, or the kid is spending more time by himself in the house and the mother out partying and shit like that, and the kid trying to find his way, and the kid done found a fucking mentor in some fucking dope boy on the corner. Now your kid is fucking lost. So that's just the gist of where I stand at when it comes to abortions. Do I think it's a good thing? No, I don't. Because you got a lot of, in my opinion, you got a lot of women out here, who use it as birth control. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And my sister, me and her was talking about it. She was like, yeah, she's like, no, a lot of girls out here I know use it as birth control, and then get mad when they can't have a baby later on down in life. She's like, how many times you been vacuumed out, shorty? You know what I mean? So, so it's like, and I get it, my man Zach goes on to make a statement which I agreed with, was that if you're pro-life and you can't understand the argument of the pro-choice, then you're an ass. And if you're pro-choice and you don't understand the argument of the pro-lifers, you're also an asshole. You know what I mean? There's a lot of nuance there. You know what I mean? In my opinion.
Right.
Now, as far as Roe v. Wade, if I'm not mistaken, it was a lady in Texas, right? And she didn't want to people know her name, so she said she wanted Jane Roe or something like that in front of the courts, right?
Right.
And they ruled that it was unconstitutional to stop her from having her abortion. Am I correct? But
yes.
it was at the Supreme Court, but not at the district court. So nothing really changed in Texas at the time. which begs
Right.
the question for me: what did Roe v. Wade actually do?
And see, and that's what I don't understand. Do you hear that music? Is that me or you?
No, that's my music playing. You know, I always got that music in the background.
Oh, okay. I was like, I hope that wasn't me. No, but that's kind of the question I had as well. Like, that's why I don't get why so many people are up in arms about it, because states will still have their own law now.
Right.
So, like, that's what I said. Like, I tweeted that earlier. If you live in a pro-choice state, if you're pro-choice, you already probably likely live in a pro-choice state.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you're a liberal, for example,
Right.
you should be fine. For example, I live in Washington. A lot of women, for some reason, are just crazy about abortion here. They can still get them. They'll be fine. I personally would never get an abortion. That's just not anything I would personally do. But this is probably like the only liberal thing that I agree with, is that I don't know if I would call myself pro-choice, but I do feel like that's their business.
Right.
I'm just mind my business. Like, if that's what you want to do, it doesn't affect me any. If that's what you want to go do, and that's what you want to have on your conscience, then go ahead and do it. That's the one thing I've never really felt strongly about, because I only worry about my womb.
Right.
Like, it does nothing to me if someone gets an abortion, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Yeah, and I agree with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like.
No, go ahead.
But you know what I do find funny, though, I think is interesting, though, how like, to be like, like, for example, I am pro like two-way. I know you're pro two-way.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought about that earlier today, like, just the morals behind, when someone feels like it's okay to kill someone to protect themselves.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So if a woman feels like she's having an abortion to protect herself, what's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
For example, this woman out there who have medical issues where probably having a baby wouldn't do her well, or I don't know, maybe in those instances the doctor would just give her an abortion. I don't know, but I'm just saying, I do think about things like that. Or girls who are too young. I know sometimes little 12, 13-year-olds can get pregnant and, from molestation or whatever, or rape. What happens to them? So I think about things like that when it comes to abortion. Not necessarily the girl at the club who never wears a condom or takes a pill and get pregnant.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? Like, and I get that. And like I said, there's nuances there. You know what I mean? Like you said, the woman that gets sexually assaulted and, maybe gets pregnant as a unfortunate byproduct of that, or a kid, with an uncle or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Or a woman that's pregnant wants to be pregnant, but if she continues to keep the baby, she might die.
Right.
Those things, like I said, if you're pro-life and you can't see those nuances, then you're an ass. Those things you have to look at. Those are things that should be exceptions to those said rules, which, I think even in Texas back in the day, it was like, if the woman's life is in danger or the fetus's life is in danger, then other than that, you having it. But like, the reason why I'd look at it is it shouldn't be a political talking point, is because look at what we just went through for the last 2 years. Now we have a vacation that we don't want to take. We have a round trip we don't want to take. My body, my choice. You know what I mean? Yeah. So even with that situation, it's like, if I'm sitting here saying I don't want to take this experimental drug, I should have say over what I do or what goes in my body. I feel like I'll be a hypocrite to sit there and be like, oh, but you're pregnant, you got to keep that. You know what I mean? And like I said in that clip, there's a lot of women out here, I'm gonna just be candid, that do not need to carry a child or be the mother of a child. I'm sorry. There's some women out here that just no. And then there's some guys out here that don't need to be fathers. Period. They don't need to spread no seeds in this on this planet. You know what I mean? A lot of deadbeats out here. A lot of people that's just spreading seeds and rolling. And then you got a mother, you got the baby mother who is resentful. Now she look at that kid, and every time she see that kid, she see that nigga. And she don't want nothing to do with him, and then she don't want nothing to do with the kid. She got postpartum. The kid end up in a dumpster somewhere. Stuff like that you got to think about, and that's why I don't think it's... Oh,
sorry. No, and that's the part I have issue with all this. Like, this is, like I said, this is the one thing about Republicans that I will say, or the right that I will say, I've always been like about, because if someone's saying they can't take care of this child, they'll need resources, they'll need aid, they'll need assistance or whatever, then you make them.
Yeah.
But then you're not with welfare and all that. So it's like you're making them have babies that, like you said, will end up in the garbage can.
Right.
Anyway.
Right. Or they having,
it is a slippery slope.
or they're having kids without the proper guidance that's going to turn out to be shitty people. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, I'm not promoting abortions. I'm just looking at scenarios here, you know, of things that could possibly go down. You know, you do have that kid that might be a senator one day, or that kid that might be an entrepreneur one day, or whatever, you know, but you also got to look at the realistic part of, you know, parenthood, especially when a person don't want to be a parent. If you got a person that don't want to, I know people say, well, you got foster care and you got adoption. It's like, how realistic is adoption? You know what I mean? Especially in like underprivileged neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, have you, you know, it's in, like I said, also in that, you know, the parent don't want to have nothing to do with the kid, or the parent got to go work and shit like that. Like, you ever seen a 7-year-old go ride the fucking bus to school? And I ain't talking about the cheese bus. I'm talking about public transportation by themselves. No supervision to school. I have. I just see it all the time. Undercompany kids just getting on the school bus by themselves. 10-year-olds taking care of their brothers and sisters because the parents ain't nowhere to be found.
Right. That's crazy.
That happens.
And that's what this setting. This is why this is the one thing that I've always been like, I don't know. Like I said before, I mean, I would never do it because I take the proper precautions for it not to happen.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah. What do you think is the reason why Republicans are so not wanting women to get abortions? Like, what does it have to do? Like, why do you think men have so much to say about what women do with their bodies? And I've heard the, you know, oh, they want to keep the population of white babies high and blah, 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 blah. I've heard that before. I've heard they want, you know, immigrant children to multiply so that the black race will be smaller. I've heard that before. Like, I've heard all these different, I don't know if I would call them conspiracies, but like, other than that, I mean, what would be the reason why they would want to force women to have babies? I don't even see the stake that they have in it.
I think the simplest answer is the Bible, Christians, your religion.
Right.
I think that's it.
So then why are they for guns then?
But I mean, even my man, what's his name? Jesus' right hand man carried the sword.
That's
you know
true.
what I mean? He was strapped up back in the day too. You know what I mean? You know, right to self-preservation. You know, it's not just, you know, straight up guns. It's just basically right. You know, right to self-preservation. What the second thing is, you know, right to defend yourself and keep yourself alive. You know what I mean?
Right. Oh yeah, trust me, I'm with that. But I'm just saying, like, you still have to kill.
Yeah, you still gotta kill, even though thou shalt not kill. But I ain't going to meet the Lord before I have to.
Contradictory too. I do think it's crazy though that, like you said earlier, like when it came to the masks and the vaccines, but like when especially the mask, like, it's my body. I can do what I want with my body. I don't have to wear a mask. But then it's like, but I can't do what I want with my body.
Right.
And that's the interesting thing about it all.
Yeah.
Like if I were gonna play devil's advocate.
Yeah. Let me go over to the chat real quick. We got Davis. What's up? Hotep Oz. What it do? Brian Dotson. What's up? If this law were to be overturned, I need a refund on all Plan Bs and mission aborts demanded over the years. Emmanuel Presley, what's the deal? He says, what up, pretty lady? Clado Mar, hey Cannon, this is fake outrage. They're trying to galvanize their base. Yeah, that's what it sounds like to me. I agree with you on that. Emmanuel Presley.
That's what the leak was all about.
Yeah, that's what the leak was all about. You know, and when I first heard the leak, I'm like, damn, who in the Democratic Party leaked that? You know what I mean? Especially during election season.
Yeah, because they knew they was losing their base from their grip.
Yeah.
Had this not happened.
Yep.
It was getting scary.
Yeah.
For them.
But the thing is, I think they don't understand. I think they underestimate how many people in their base are pro-life as well.
Right.
You know, they keep trying to glom on and appease that half of a 1%. and I don't think they
Right.
realize that. So, Emmanuel Presley,
And like I said earlier, the people in their base
Uh-huh.
likely live in states that allow abortion.
Yeah.
So it's not like they're really turning anybody really.
right?
I don't get it. I don't even think people know. I don't even think a lot of people know what it being overturned even means.
I don't think they do
honest.
either. It just gives it back to the states, right? The states make the decision.
Yeah.
It ain't banning abortions. They're just saying, hey,
No.
your state got to determine it. And then it's also that,
Yeah.
you know, and even the states can't regulate it up to what? Up through the first trimester or the first?
Right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So how many months is in a trimester? Is it 12, 16?
Like three.
3 weeks?
Yeah, like 3 weeks. They say you're pregnant for 40 weeks, so
Yeah.
like 12 weeks. I don't remember.
I think it's 12 weeks. So even
Yeah,
if they
like
can't
12 weeks.
regulate it up for 12 weeks, right? I feel like it's a lot of fucking time to realize if you want to keep a baby or not.
Yeah, it's a lot. I found out I have a son. He's 10 now, and I found out I was pregnant my 8th week. Had no idea.
I figure you can figure that out by 12 weeks. But my man,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Presley says, my kufi on tight thought there was no change in the political alignment of the SCOTUS. The Democrats voted to overturn the case for midterms. Yeah, but also Ruth Bader Ginsburg didn't even agree with the ruling of Roe v.
wow.
Wade. That's a lot. People don't really understand that either. I think she said it was a poor law.
I think that all they're saying is it wasn't constitutional
Right.
at the federal level that's all they're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, states, you can decide what you want to do.
Yeah, that's all it
There it
is.
is.
And it's still that. Your state can still
Yeah.
decide if you have an abortion or not. As simple as that.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I think that's what people aren't getting. And a lot of people don't even really know what Roe v. Wade is. I guarantee when this shit happened, people got outraged, and then they went to their Googles to find out what Roe v. Wade is. And then they
Right.
probably found some quick video on YouTube to explain it to them. But don't realize that, okay, if Maryland decides to go pro-life, maybe Pennsylvania's pro-choice. You just got to go 40 minutes up the street. You know,
Right.
or DC's pro-choice. You got to go 40 minutes down the street. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Shit like that. You know, but Martian Manhunter, what's the deal? Yeah, like my man Emmanuel Presley says, if you're new, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon, and let you know when I got new content coming out. Please get those likes up, people. Help me beat this algorithm. Leave a comment if you're catching the replay. Let me know how I'm doing. Appreciate it. Emmanuel Presley, the grape argument is such BS. We can distinguish between that situation. I think so too. And a lot of states that even if they don't want to have or legalize it, I feel like they would have something in place, just like Texas did back in the 70s for a woman that had those extenuating circumstances. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would, I feel like they see
Yeah.
that.
But didn't Texas recently take away even incest and rape?
Did they really? I gotta look that
I
up.
think that was crazy.
Nah, I disagree with that.
That's crazy. But like you said, they can travel like to California.
California, Atlanta, I'm sure. You know, places like that. Quiet 89 salute. Chubbs. Glad to see it overturned.
Yeah.
Martian X Manhunter. Doesn't Jordan Maxwell talk about the United States being a corporation and our bodies are commodities made of mostly water, which is just the courts use maritime admiralty. I heard about Jordan Maxwell. I used to watch a couple of his things. Some stuff, I mean, yeah. So in the context of the United States, if you look on Dun & Bradstreet, it's United States of America Corporation. That's what it says. Are we commodities? Yes. That's why we have a that's why we have a what's called Social Security card. That's just a fucking account number. You know, essentially. Yeah. Like legitimately, people found that out a few years back. I remember when people was using it to pay bills off, and it was working, and then the banks that it belonged to, somebody found out the routing numbers, right, and posted them. So like if you live in this state and this is where you got your birth certificate, this is your routing number for this region and this, and people was using it, and it was going through. And then it was being reversed. But the banks weren't going after the people. The banks were sending out these notices basically saying, this routing number and account number belongs to this bank and it can't be used. But they couldn't take legal action because technically the account is in the person's name that was using it.
Right.
Real interesting. But yes,
Crazy.
yeah, it was crazy. So that was like what, back in 2015 when that started, that whole thing happened? People was paying student loans off and everything.
Shoot, I wish I That's crazy.
Mr. Fantastic, I just tuned in, but I'm anti-unbirthing because of the so-called vacations. All of them. All I'll say on that. I understand.
I noticed a lot of men are against abortion.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like there should be male birth control as well, though.
I wouldn't take that shit. I mean, you kind of got the vasectomy that can supposedly be over, I guess, reversed or whatever. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't know if I want to get my shit snipped because I kind of, like sex and I don't want my shit to not work or something happen. You know what I mean?
Right. I have a friend that lied to get a vasectomy.
Oh shit.
That he had 2 kids.
Damn. But yeah.
And they didn't even check.
Yeah, like you got that route, or I don't know, go use steroids. I heard they shrink your nuts. David, this is a very great conversation to have, especially from a woman that is in a bit of a gray area and not just left or right. Yeah, this shouldn't be a either or issue.
Right.
Because, even though politics.
Yeah, because half of you, you're like, it is a life. Mm-hmm. I believe it's a life. That's why I would never do it. Yeah. But then again, it's like, I don't know. I know if I was forced, for example, if I wanted an abortion, which I will, but I know I could take care of the child. But I know there's a lot of people that wouldn't be in that situation where they could. So that gives me a weird feeling, like to know you would be forced to have a child if you couldn't.
Right.
You can take care of it.
Right. Exactly. Now you putting this kid off adoption. Now there's government funds, and now something unfortunate happened to this kid. How many stories we done heard where some crazy looking ass woman done beat her kid to death or threw the kid down the steps, or they done found the kid buried somewhere. What was it? Casey Anthony? They found the baby in the shoebox, and she was out partying somewhere. Like that shit happens. That shit happens. Now, is that worse than bringing a kid into this world?
I think so.
A drug addict of a mother or parents or father have kids, and these kids are being scarred by these parents on drugs, and kids are left to take care of their brothers and sisters in the house while their parents is out on the fucking bender.
Exactly.
Forced to grow up, before their time. Is that fair to those kids?
Starving, left at home.
See, people like to look at everything on paper, and everything looks great on paper. You know what I mean? Everything looks great on that paper until you get into the real life application. You see that not everything on that paper fit. Some things go astray. You gotta figure it out after that. Everybody just want to look at it as a perfect world. Oh look, oh no, see, if you do this, we got adoption, and we got this. Right. I'm like, but how efficient are those adoption agencies? How efficient is foster care? Because I know a lot of people that's just they screwed up from foster care.
I was gonna say I just started watching Atlanta, the new season. I had on DVR, just watched it. Did you see the first episode where he went to foster care?
I never seen the show Atlanta.
Oh man, yeah. The first episode of this season is basically this boy. He was like the class clown in school. He got up and started dancing for his class. They got some good news in class, and anyway, so he had to go to the principal's office, and the mom came with her dad. It's like, I'm tired of them calling me all the time, and he got in trouble. And then I want to say the mom slapped him in the hallway in front of the teacher. And then later that afternoon, CPS came to the door and took him.
Jeez.
And she was like, "Oh, you want to call the cops?" She's like, "I didn't call him." She's like, "Take him." So she had his stuff packed, just gave him away. Then he went to this crazy family, and they had 2 moms, and they had 3 other black kids, and they had them working in the in the backyard, like looking like slaves, just like slaves, was cooking them undercooked chicken and was making them make kombucha for a farmer's market. Anyway, he had to escape. It was crazy. Anyway, but that's what it was about, like, just the system, how they take a Yeah. Anyway.
No,
but it was funny.
I completely understand. Like, but that's it's like a lot of truth is said in jest. You know what I mean? You can make fun of a situation like that, but it doesn't mean that it don't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But honestly, as far as this Roe v. Wade thing, I think it like my man said, it's a lot of gaslighting, it's a lot of virtue signaling, it's a lot of fake outrage over. A lot of people don't even understand. They don't even know what the fuck Roe v. Wade is. They don't even know what they're upset about. You know, it was a guy I was listening to on the Spaces, and he just kept saying, "Women die giving birth. They die." I'm like, you make it seem like every fucking woman that gives birth to a kid fucking perishes. Like, why do y'all? Like, that's an exception. Like, that's not the rule.
Right.
Like, why do y'all keep? And it's just, I'm sure he parroted some shit that he heard somebody say, and it's like, come on, like, give me a real reason why you feel like, Roe v. Wade shouldn't have been overturned, and nobody could, because it's like, first off, y'all don't even know what it did, and honestly, when you look into what it did, it's like, okay, all right, so they overturned it. What changed?
Right.
Nothing changed, essentially, because you still had states
really
making law on abortions. We had Virginia. Remember, Virginia was trying to do the shit after the baby was born. You never heard that?
That's crazy. No, I've never heard that before.
Yeah, Ralph Northam was on some radio show talking about we'll make the baby comfortable after it's born, we'll make the mother comfortable, and we'll resuscitate the baby, and and if then we'll ask the mom if what she wants to do, and this and that. They were talking about postpartum abortion.
Wow. That's great. See, but then that also gets my mind going, like, dang, I don't know. Abortion confuses me in the first place. Like,
and then you had New York.
What is it? Like,
New York was
the
trying to
life
do it.
outside of the inside.
Right. New York was trying to do it up to 9 months.
That's crazy.
Right. They were trying to do this shit up to 9 months.
Like a return policy.
Right, exactly. Right. And that's the thing.
I don't want it.
Right, and then that's another question to ask a lot of the staunch pro-writers. Okay, so when is it not okay?
Right.
I would like to know that. Like, so for example, right, I think it was Alabama, was it, in Atlanta? I think they had tried to pass a law where it was like the heartbeat bill or whatever. I was talking to some girls that I was working with at the time, and I said, okay. I said, so I believe the bill might have had something in there saying like up until 8 weeks. You have up until 8 weeks to decide or something like that.
I think here it's heartbeat as well. In Washington, and we're liberal.
Right.
The state is.
So I was like, okay, so I said, so I was like, so how long do you think it should take a woman to decide whether she wants to keep this kid or not? Someone was like, yo, 8 or 9 weeks. I was like, so what's so bad about that bill? Because they were outraged about the bill. And I was like, that's what it says. I believe that's what it was saying. And he was like, oh, really? Oh, no, then yeah, okay. You know what I mean? See, a lot of people get outraged because the news tell them to. You know what I mean?
Because of what?
Because the news tell them to.
Oh, I know.
You know what I mean? And they don't really know what's going on. They don't know what's the what. But a lot of these states were already making these laws, regardless of Roe v. Wade.
Exactly.
So even though
that's what I honestly, I'm not like it changes nothing. It's like a nothing burger.
Yeah, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't. The states the states always had the power to make laws regarding the situation even after Roe v. Wade. Right. So now that it's overturned, nothing really changed. It's up to the states.
I think it's essentially just saying it's not like a constitutional right, I suppose. I think that's really what it's doing. Which it really, I don't know, which it shouldn't be. I don't know. I just feel like.
I mean, now if you want to argue that it should fall under the right to privacy or something like that, I don't fucking know.
Right.
Or the Hippocratic Oath or whatever. Whatever. Like, but it's not a, I don't think it should be a constitutional right. It definitely ain't healthcare. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. I think it's wild. I mean, it's kind of like, how a lot of states aren't allowed to euthanize. Like, if an adult is old and in pain and wants to, have the doctor kill them, I guess, in a peaceful manner, there's laws against that. It's like, They want to keep you here even when you don't want to be.
Right. And the funny part is that a lot of the people that was pro-life back in the day, they supported Dr. Kevorkian. You know what I mean?
Is that the one who was doing that?
Yeah.
Like euthanizing people?
Yeah. I was like, I think he's doing a service. I mean, if you're terminally ill and you ain't got no life left and this and that, and that's what you want, that's what you want.
Exactly.
You know?
That's kind of the part where it's like, for me, like, I'm an adult. I don't want to be here anymore. It's like, now you want to keep me here?
Right.
I just, that's the part I don't understand. Like, why? I don't understand. That's the part of this I don't understand. Like, abortion aside, like, my thoughts about that, like, morally. But it's like, why is it anybody's business?
Right.
What I'm doing?
It shouldn't be.
You know, like anything. Like, if I decide my finger's dying and I decide to get it amputated, I would need some. That's like having someone's permission. But I did see something today that's very true. It's not really a woman's body when it comes to abortion, but it's the life.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, I feel like that kid.
Baby's body.
Yeah, I mean, some people look at the kid has, you know, the kid has autonomy inside of the stomach. You know,
Right.
and I can see that. You know what I mean?
Me too. It's like, yeah, it's like some weird lady out there who was bumping and grinding all willy-nilly,
Right.
and now I have to die because she decided
Right,
that
exactly.
she just, my bad.
What was that joke that Chris Rock said back in the day? He said,
Which one?
he said you get a girl pregnant. He said the only thing a man can say is, so what you gonna do?
Right.
You know,
And that's what someone said that too earlier. They were like, about all these like older congressmen or whatever, when they get their little mistresses pregnant, I bet they've had, you know,
oh, guaranteed.
you know, have abortions, and I don't know. It's always until something happens to you.
Right.
I'll be completely for like if it was like rape or incest or something like that. But if it's just someone using it as birth control after a while, I'm like, girl, like, get it together. Take a pill.
Right.
Golly.
Right. Now,
Shot, something.
now, full kufi on tight
Right.
about why they want abortions, especially late term organ
Right.
harvesting.
It's weird.
Organ harvesting.
Oh. Yeah.
You know, you got babies, and you know those hearts and lungs and all those organs are fresh. I'm sure
Yeah.
you can continue to grow them. You know, what was the one Rockefeller? He had like 9 heart transplants before he died. You know,
Word.
I forget, he was like 100 something when he died. But I'm like, how the fuck you get that many?
say.
You got to have them on tap.
I know.
Was that a few stocked away in the freezer? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's what I
Crazy.
think. You know, especially the postpartum ones they were trying to do. You know, or
Mm-hmm.
those brutal ones where the baby come out piece by piece.
Right. Ugh.
Yeah,
Ugh.
I remember there was a doctor that was, I guess he was testifying before Congress, and he was explaining that shit. That shit was hard to listen to. That shit was really hard
I
to
saw
listen
some
to.
crazy stuff. Oh, where was it? I just saw. Was it in Texas when that woman? I want to say she had like a stillborn child, and I think she was talking to a nurse or something like that. The nurse for some reason got like a feeling like it was done on purpose, and then the mom went to jail. Because I thought that she did something to where the baby was like miscarried, and then she went to jail.
Jeez.
Damn. Or got arrested. I don't know if she was sentenced with anything, but yeah, like
Those are those
I don't
extreme
know.
cases.
I know,
That's-
petrifying.
Yeah.
Like, it's petrifying. You can't even have a miscarriage and like be believed.
Yeah. Hotep Oz. I think the government shouldn't be in the business of killing babies. I also believe that I cannot speak on others' issues and can only offer up prayers for all parties involved in the abortion. I hear that, bro. That's where I'm at. That's where I'm at with Hotep Oz.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I hear way more men talk about this than women, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shockingly.
Because I think a lot of
Like-
guys want their lineage carried on. You know what I mean?
Right.
They want to carry on their name. You know, because
Right.
if you think about it, back in the day, they wanted a son, so the son can carry on that name. You know, because the lineage kind of essentially, I guess, according to their thing, it died with the mother. It died with the minute there was a girl. That lineage stopped. Needed a son to carry it on, and I guess that's why a lot of guys, it kind of carries on there. But they want to, you know, they want their name to continue on. You know what I mean? Robert
If
Banks.
they make these women have babies,
Yeah.
you might need to provide them something.
I don't know.
Like, for the kids' sake, though, not
Yeah.
for the adults. But I think they need to improve like adoption agencies, and because it's so slow, you can't. there's already enough babies not adopted.
Yeah,
being adopted right now.
Exactly. You know, Robert Banks. I find it funny that in 2020, Democrats needed something to mess up the economy and good things under 45, and Modelo bug popped up. Yeah, now the Dems are struggling under Joe, and now it's this leak early. Yeah, you already know that's what it is, man. Now they got something to demonize the right for, and the right not gonna go fight it. They're gonna try to backpedal and all that other shit. We'll see.
You know, it'd be wild if this leaking stops it from happening.
That's true.
Now that there's attention to it, like if they reconsider or.
That was the whole point of the leak. The leak. They wanted to put some pressure on those judges, especially like Roberts. Roberts always caved under like the pressure, you know.
Mm-hmm.
He was always worried about. He was always worried about what the media said and what the public opinion was. He didn't want to be not liked, I guess.
Right.
So, but we'll see. Hotep Oz. Abortion is the result of the boomer hippies wanting to have sex without consequences. Like that. That's a good. Huh. I never think about that.
Yeah.
Order 4x4. Thank you for all your videos and insight. I appreciate it. No problem. I appreciate you guys appreciating it. Like I said, if you're new, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification icon. Please like this video, share this stream out, let people know we're live. If you're catching this replay, leave me a comment. Let me know how I'm doing. Let me know what you think about the topic at hand. I really appreciate it. Also helps that algorithm, you know.
Yeah.
But we'll see, man. It's interesting because this and the other thing is like, what is this distracting us from, right? So I read today that the United States finally considered Brittany Griner unjustly held in Russia, and now the WNBA is gonna make a decal or some shit.
What?
And put for the floor, like, and honor her on the floor, some shit like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, let me see if I can't find it.
You saw they were saying that was her karma because she wanted to kneel for the flag.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, do me a favor. Hold on 1 second. You can go and carry it. I gotta jump off for 1 second.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're rolling out. I don't know what to talk about, you guys. I'll just wait for Cannon. Come back. There he is.
Sorry about that, guys. Somehow my wife locked herself out.
Oh. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
I was like, I do not know. I was trying to figure out, I used to be MC back in my day, but one's in the tube.
Oh shit.
I wasn't MC, but
but yeah, that's right. I was looking for that Brittany Griner thing. Let me see if I can't find it.
What kind of camera do you have?
I got a regular, it's a Logitech Brio, like a webcam.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like the top of the line at the time. And they got better shit.
Oh, okay.
So, let's see if I can't find it. I was like, get out of here. It's like, y'all serious?
Dang, she's been in there for some, what, wasn't it like some oil or something, like for a vape?
Yeah, it was like vape oil. I was tripping. I was like, man, they wildin'. Here we go. Can you see that?
Oh, yeah. What? That's crazy.
So, U.S. officially classifies Brittany Griner as wrongfully detained in Russia. WNBA to honor her with floor decal.
That is crazy.
Not WNBA team owners band together to pay for her legal fees and none of that shit. We're going to give her a decal on the floor so we stand with Britney.
Exactly.
Does that sound familiar, everybody? Anybody that sound familiar to you?
Some virtue signaling. And it's what, Colin Kaepernick?
Colin Kaepernick, the whole Black Lives Matter on the floor, or the
In
NBA
racism
games,
on the football field.
Yeah. Like, they don't care, guys.
Man, I've almost thought about doing a video about Colin Kaepernick. I'm not going to lie to you. Oh, he irks me. It irks me, the whole situation.
You think he Huey P. Newton and shit?
Yeah, and not only that, it's like, then why do you want to go back? Why do you want to play for such an organization? He keeps, I don't know. Like, it would have been cool if he stood on what he stood for, you know, and then just left. Like, why are you now asking?
Because it's a grift. It's
Yeah.
a grift. He want that money.
Mm-hmm.
He got, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm sure he got like upwards of $30 million from Nike. I don't know what he got from the lawsuit from the NFL when he sued him.
Right.
Then you do a whole Netflix series demonizing the NFL, talking about they picking slaves. Like, well, them fuck, there's some well-paid fucking slaves.
For real.
You know what I mean? I think the lowest salary in the NFL is like $400,000.
Damn. That's what makes me mad. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know. I used to be a very, very, very big LeBron James fan.
Mm-hmm.
Then he started getting involved in all this, like the BLM and everything, and it's like, you know, kind of turned me off. And like this point, like, remember, I guess someone like spray painted the N-word on his garage or something like that.
Yeah.
And he like made this big deal, like, you know, no matter what I do, blah blah, I'll still be an N-word to them, blah 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 blah. And things like that just upset me, like how it's like you have the world, white people included, every day, every night calling you king, right?
Yeah.
And then you're focused on the one white person that called you the N-word, and all of a sudden you're just this oppressed dude. Like, you look like, come on, this could have been some little punk, you know what I mean? But it's just so interesting to me, the mind state that a million white men can call you King James.
Mm-hmm.
One calls you the N-word, and all of a sudden you're just oppressed.
Exactly.
That really made me mad.
But that's the thing.
Like,
that's the grift.
Mm-hmm.
That's the grift.
Yeah, it's like that. Like, you can't act like you have this struggle that us normaltons have now. And think about it. He's been rich since he's been like 17?
Yeah.
Like, you've not even felt struggle.
Ever. I mean, I ain't gonna say ever, but like, you've been well-to-do since you were 17 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Some would argue before that, when people was really courting you.
For real.
You know what I mean? You know, it's just, I don't know. Like, and that's my one thing. Like, I remember people used to take T.I. serious. And I'd be like,
oh, I know.
I'm like, yo, just because he wears fucking eyeglasses don't mean he's an intellectual. You know what I mean?
Hannon, let me tell you, you just struck a nerve for me. I cannot stand that people think that T.I. is intelligent because he uses them little Scrabble words. And first of all, a lot of times they're not even in the right context, if you want to be real.
Right.
But people think this dude is so intelligent. I'm like, I think he's an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, only an idiot gets arrested for the same thing 4 times.
Yeah. Right.
Like, come on. I don't know. He gets my nerves.
And then tweet about banning guns.
Right.
You know what I mean? I just laugh
Oprah
about
gets
it.
my nerves too.
Who? You said Oprah?
Yeah, like, you're a freaking billionaire and you always talk about struggle. Girl, please.
Her ass started here in Baltimore too on like a local news station, and she got selected. She got selected to be a part of the what's it called? The council. I forgot what it's called. I think it's the Council on Foreign Relations, like some kind of media division. It's in a book that I read that shall remain nameless.
Yeah, it just kind of bothers me. Like, I don't like that. Like, stop perpetuating this thing and start speaking like life and like positivity sometime. Like,
right.
You don't have to get rich and talk about the struggle. Like, relax.
Just because they want to make it seem like, oh, we're down to earth, you know.
Right.
And it's like, no, you don't have to do that. Now you're trying too damn hard, you know. It's let me see. It was something I was looking for. Here you go. Look at this shit. You see this right here? So, local parents feel impact of nationwide baby formula shortage. Yeah, so the supply chain has affected are access to many necessary items during this pandemic, from computer chips. This is Tuesday, May 3rd. Computer chips.
Oh.
And they're blaming the pandemic on this.
For the cars and
for our
everything.
cars and lumber for our new homes. Now it's affecting a vital need for new parents' baby formula. We go to 5 or 6 stores sometimes to find it.
Saying that.
Yeah, I mean,
I remember them saying about cars though. I was trying to get a car because my car was totaled. It was like 1 week it was like that, and it's like the next week they just had cars again.
Yeah.
I was like,
But see, that's the funny part, right? So you got this baby formula shortage. Now they're talking about having a chicken shortage because I guess some chicken virus is going around, right?
Oh.
Then you have 20, and some people think that it's not a thing, but I'm like, 20 food processing plants burning down in the same year kind of seems a bit sketchy.
It's very sketchy. And I read today that only 15% of our food is like outsourced from other countries. Right. And they're saying there's going to be a food shortage. We're like, well, how? Like, and then like you said, why are food supply, like, why are you guys burning down?
Right. And remember like, I think it was last summer where they were talking about a lot of these farmers going to start culling their cattle. And if you don't know what culling is, people, that just means they have to fucking kill their cattle because they don't got enough people to butcher it and get it all ready for this. So they got to cull a lot of their cattle and a lot of their livestock, which doesn't make sense because they talking about facing a fucking food shortage. You know.
But notice they haven't been trying to get us to electric cars since your boy bought Twitter.
Oh, of course not. You know, everybody in outrage about him buying Twitter drives one of his cars.
Yeah. He was just getting praised by his cars, a couple months ago or a month ago?
Yeah.
You were telling us to buy his cars. Now it's like, F Elon Musk.
Yeah, now it's, he's a threat to our democracy. Why? Because he just happened to buy Twitter up, right before midterms. So now. I
think it's scary.
Now you can't. I do too. But now.
And just like, oh my gosh, on MSNBC, oh my gosh, if you're talking about your blood getting hot, watch a night's worth of MSNBC. But like Ari Melber, he went on this like soliloquy or monologue, whatever you want to call it, about what he thinks it means that Elon Musk bought Twitter and how we'll only see one side and blah, blah, blah. And they're going to completely like shadow ban the Democrats. I'm like, isn't that what you guys been doing for the last, 4 years or 2 years? I'm like, come on. Right. I can't believe they're against people seeing both sides. Like, what's wrong with adults seeing two sides and making their own judgments? What's wrong with that?
Right, exactly.
I can't understand that. Like we're babies. Oh, did you see now? They said they want to ban menthol cigarettes.
Yeah, that's what I want to get into
for black
too.
people's health.
So I made a video about that a year ago when they first brought it out, and I'm just sitting there like, so you want to ban the flavor of a cigarette, not the cigarette.
Not the cigarette.
Meanwhile, and I think in your state, in Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's Washington State. Was it Washington State? Somebody legalized fucking hard drugs. Was it you guys? Oh no, Portland. It was Oregon.
Was it Oregon? It was Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oregon did.
And trust me, it's legalized because it looks nasty there. Just in the last year, it's trash.
I'm trying to find this.
But and that's kind of what I think is so interesting about Democrats. They don't realize how racist they actually are when saying things like that. Like, we're gonna ban menthol cigarettes so black people can be healthier. It's like, damn, you think we're the only ones that smoke meth? Well, never mind.
But you're right, though. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right, though, and it's the
next
thing.
Thing you know, they're gonna ban fried chicken.
That's what I said. I said, what's next? E&J and Hennessy.
Right.
Hey, Monique.
Well, they need to ban E&J.
Hey, Monique, this one's for you. Hold up, because she said, so Monique said, T.I. reminds me of that character from A Living Color that was in prison using big words. And I remember I made this shit. When I make this, November 2019 is when I made this meme.
That's him. That is him.
Of the Euro intercourse, you see.
AT&T allows you to reach out and touch someone.
Sorry, y'all. I can't use my damn internet.
I'm going to tell my kids that was T.I.
Repressing my buzzitude. I've retracted my gonads with gigantic proportions. And the signing of the prohibition, you see, defecates the fluids of detention between the essence of the ural intercourse, you see.
Exactly how
allows
he
you
is.
to reach out and touch someone.
Repressing my...
I used to watch In Living Color.
Yeah, I used to
too,
love
as
him
a
living
kid.
color. So love him
Man.
living color.
That is T.I., right? I'm like, I remember, shut up. That's what we say sometimes. I
Snaps.
never forget, this is before I really like started. I mean, I've always kind of thought the way I think. I never called it anything, but when he was going off on Candace Owens and that one thing.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
don't get me wrong. I do think she's crazy as hell sometimes with the way she speaks to people. But I mean, I'm the type of person, I don't care how someone says something. I don't care about tone. I still will listen to the message. This is how I am. I know a lot of people won't, but he would not let her speak.
Right.
And I was like, man, shut your ass up.
Yeah. So like, let me see something.
He was insane. For me, it's very, very hard to see. And you can say, okay, BAILEE, you know, they had a past, blah, 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 you know, they've had a past life. But it's really hard for me to see like rich people who don't do too much, like more than they can.
Yeah.
And then it's like, you want to talk about, like, man, shut up.
Yeah.
You still rapping music that's detrimental to you. You're talking about selling drugs to your community and killing your next man.
Right. Exactly. You cool with everybody else kids hearing that shit, but you don't want your own to hear it. You know.
Exactly.
Snazzy McAwesome, what's the deal? Welcome. In Saul Alinsky's Rules for Radicals, he talks about how they have to crash the system so people will be willing to accept their great reset. Communist utopia. That's true. That is true. That is true.
I've been telling people that they've been trying to like achieve this utopia, that it's crazy.
Right. And like, you know, it's just like telling people over and over again, it's like just beating a dead horse. Nobody wants to hear it. You know what I mean?
I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
You know?
I'm gonna tell you something, Cannon. They're about to lose their damn minds. The left, and I'm gonna be I'm gonna enjoy watching it.
Yeah, they're about to have a meltdown soon. They think the world is fucking about to collapse. You know.
Yeah.
Handy Bob, what's up,
It's the
Handy
narcissism.
Bob? Mr. Beginning again.
The left is very, very, and I hate to say the left, right, but I mean they are. I've noticed recently they're so narcissistic.
They are.
Like everything's about them.
Everything.
Their feelings.
And they're not afraid to
Everything.
They're not afraid to keep that shit going either. They'll keep that shit going.
Everything.
You know what I mean? Handy Bob.
What's really getting me is the children. That's really making me mad.
We're about to get to that. Handy Bob, Mr. Beginning again. Catch the replay. That's all right, man. I'm happy you got here. You know, Snazzy McAwesome. No menthols, but free crack pipes. That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. But
Yeah.
let's get to that.
That's a good
With
point.
the kids, man. So
And McDonald's. Oh, but remember back in the day they did change. Remember they changed. I'm old enough to remember when they changed the oil.
oh
McDonald's?
yeah.
I think we're Burger King, but one of the, or both.
I don't think
remember they changed that oil.
I don't think I'm far off from you. I don't think. You know.
I'm a little up there, child.
But I'm like, I'll be 38 this year, I think. Yeah, I'll be 38 this
Oh,
year.
I'll be 36 in June.
Yeah, see, I'm older than you.
Oh, okay. I was wondering how you remember In Living Color. A lot of people don't remember In Living Color.
I'm 30. I'll be 38 this year. My wife just turned 39. Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why you were hunting geese?
I was just hunting just because I wanted to go try something new in another
Oh.
state. I don't know. California might be his own country. It's
what
crazy
I'm
out there. No, I just got invited out there by one of our homeboys from Hotep Nation and had some fun. You know, got me a turkey. Didn't get him with my bow. I was kind of upset about that. Just missed him, but shotgun took him out though. So good about that. If you
Got it
ain't,
with a bow or shotgun? You said.
yeah, first day I went with my bow. When I say I just missed him, I just missed him. Shotgun took all the guesswork out of it.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a great time. But the kids, man. So, did you see that shit that's coming out on net? Is it Discovery Plus? Like Generation Drag with the kids?
Oh yes, that bothers me.
Oh my god! I saw like,
Why?
I don't know, and people I don't see enough outrage over it.
I don't. Well, I saw some clip when Dwayne Wade was talking about how his kids his kid's teacher or something gave him the quote unquote confidence to come out as gay. And then when he came home and said he was a girl, how, what do you say? And then some other dude was sitting there, a grown man's like, that's such a blessing. Like, what are you talking about? Like, it's just about how, I mean, basically after watching, I questioned, like, I understand, okay, he came home, he said he felt this way, but it's like, did you explain, you know, because sometimes kids don't know, especially when it's just in their face so much, they truly don't understand. And I feel a lot of parents reinforce it and just go with it, as opposed to, because Dwayne Wade was like, oh, I went and did research about it and da-da-da-da. But did you tell him that maybe that's not it, or he's too young to make that decision, or it's like they just push him into it?
Yeah, I mean, they grifting off their child. And I don't care what nobody says.
So
I think
weird.
Gabrielle Union got a lot to do with what's
That's what I
going on.
said. I said, Savannah, whatever the moms need to go up there and give her a fair one.
Yeah.
I'd be damned.
Put hand, like,
My son.
like Uncle Hotep,
My son.
Hotep Jesus say, put hands and feet on her.
Yeah, like, she would have to get a fair one for me, because that whole family got weird when she came along.
Yeah, they did. They got really,
Like
really
Dwayne
weird.
Wade.
You know,
We get it. You're trying to make up for the break, baby. Enough already.
right?
Like, pump your brakes. She got him dressing all weird.
Yeah, but people don't understand it. Then you got Disney. Disney said that, I guess, in protest to the whole parental rights and education bill down there in Florida, half of their cast now will be LGB and all this other shit. Which I'm like, well, isn't that going to incentivize children to say that's what they are in order to get a role in a Disney show or movie? Or
So weird.
parents forcing their children to say that's what they are so they can get roles in Disney movies and shows.
It's so weird. And it's weird because it's like, damn, like you guys are essentially just saying, like, F the parents. We know more better than you about your own children. And all of this kills me, because I think I did a video on this before. 0.5% of the population is trans,
Right.
and like only like 3% of the population is gay. Yet we see all of this all of the time.
Yeah.
Like, and I understand you're saying, okay, you know, they need, what is it, representation, whatever. I understand that, but it's like the world's not that way. Like, what do you? And not only that, it's like it's different when you see a boy and a girl in a show, and they're, because that's just natural. It's just there's more of that. Like, you don't have to explain that. Whereas when there's a boy and a boy kissing, it's kind of like that's something you got to go out your way to explain, because it's not.
Right.
It's not common. Like, you know, it's very, very small. People don't understand how small of a percentage it is, because there's so much representation of it. So much, but it's like it's not a big population of gay people in the world.
No, it's not. And it's like you said, they're going out of their way. They're going out of their way to make this prevalent. You know, look at the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Right.
You know, where that one episode, spoiler alert, guys, sorry. In that one episode where they had the gender neutral girl tell the 12-year-old Ashley Banks that, you know, gender, explaining gender fluidity and all this other shit to her. You know what I mean?
Why?
Like why'd you put that in the show? You know.
And notice when they put it in the show, it was what's really interesting about that is it was directed to a child.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't that just been a character that y'all want to put in there for whatever reason? No, you had them like, and that's what I'm saying. It's like, I don't know. That's weird.
Like, even if you decided to do that, why wouldn't Hillary exploring her sexuality? Why would it be a 12-year-old girl?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes you feel like there's an agenda for these children, you know? And it makes me feel like there's more validity to the shit that was coming out about, like, Dan Schneider from Nickelodeon and the guy that was Bryan Singer and all these other people. These kid casting couches, essentially. That's out here. You know, which is, it's just horrible to even say.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I know, it's weird. And to be honest with you, like, as someone who has seen every episode of Fresh Prince, it is so interesting to me that they minimized Ashley's role to that. Other than that, she had no other like really role in the whole season. Whereas in the original, she was all up in it.
Yeah. Snazzy McAwesome, the gay population going up through kids because they're being groomed. That's true.
Yeah.
But you're right. Like
Yeah.
Ashley, I stopped watching after that episode. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But it seemed like they were treating Ashley like fucking Judy from Family Matters. Like, you know.
I know, when she went upstairs and never came back.
Right.
She went to room and stayed.
Right.
That's crazy. Oh, and then so then they got the little Wade kid.
Mm-hmm.
They got the thing. Oh, sorry. They got the
Poor
I
kid.
didn't read the conversation. They got the kid kissing on Instagram. Like, first of
Oh,
all,
yeah.
I would never take a picture of my child kissing on the lips.
Is that the little white
as
boy?
a little teenager. Yeah, but that that was really a girl, right?
Oh, was it really?
Yes, that's what's so weird about it. Zaya was kissing a
girl
that's
said she was a
trans,
boy. So
Something like-
so it's just Zaya a little kinky. She is a little kinky straight boy.
right.
Jesus Christ. See, that's the shit.
And that's what makes you wonder, is it just to say, to be provocative, or is he, because people also don't talk about, and I wish they would with the children, since they find the children so important to be themselves, that a lot of people detransition.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they don't talk about that.
At all. At all. They don't talk about it at all. And that's the thing. They don't want to, though. They don't want to. They want to groom the kids. They want our kids to follow this new line of thinking. It's easier to push this on impressionable minds and not people like us who have grown up with the this is what it is, and they count on, like I said in one of my streams, these teachers see our kids for like 8 hours a day. They see them more than we see them, so it's like, it's easier for the teachers to indoctrinate our children, because most parents don't even got time for their kids. That goes back to what I was saying when we were talking about the whole abortion thing. You got parents that's working a couple jobs to support their kid, or just don't pay their kid no mind because they just, I don't know, for whatever reason, fill in the blank, But these teachers,
have our babies just so they can make them freak nasty.
Yeah, but you got these teachers. Taking interest in these kids. You got these teachers to see them all the time. Like, think about it. When me and you was in school, it was scandals about teachers fucking the kids.
Really? And it's so funny you say that too, because that happened here with Mary Kay Letourneau in Washington State. But another thing that's so interesting about teachers when I was a kid was, growing up in the 80s and 90s, we didn't know about our teachers' private lives. It was weird to see one out and about, like in a store. It was like seeing like a dog walk backwards, like see them outside of the, you know what I mean? Now it's like they want to tell them all their business and then quitting because they can't.
Right.
Like, what? That is weird. Like, why do you want to talk to kids about whoopee? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Like, and the fact that that's like the sword you're dying on, like that's the hill you're dying on, is because you can't talk to a kid about sex. It's so narcissistic to me, because you're gay, so you want children. Like, you're not even supposed to care if children are straight, let alone if they're gay. Like, who cares?
Exactly. Salute to my man P Dog Knight. What up? What's up, Lamar Wilson? Wilson, welcome. So, but yeah, I mean, it's the sad part is that you got so many people on board with it. You know what I mean? And
they used to say it all the time back in the day too. We were real, because when I can't even believe this gay thing is still like a thing. Because I mean, I feel like when we were kids, it was like, okay, I don't even think it's that like weird or anything. So it's like, it's normal. But my thing is, they'll say to you, back in the day, well, why do you care if two guys are kissing on TV, or to be around two guys, you seeing, what is it? Or like, you seeing two guys, it won't make you gay. Or remember they would say that, or like, or how can I say, or you weren't taught to be straight because you were straight, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, okay, use that same logic to this. You don't have to sit here and talk to these kids about, if they're gay, they're going to be gay.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why are you reinforcing it? Just like as you say, if you're not gay, you can't be turned gay if you're born straight. Then if you're born gay, you'll be all, I mean, you are what you are.
Yeah.
But why are you grooming these children?
Right. I mean, if you're saying you're born this way and all this other shit, then there ain't no need to sit here and try to convince somebody that's what it is.
Right.
Ahmad Wilson says, vampire culture needs to turn others for their survival. You got a point there.
Yeah.
You got a point. Got a point.
I mean, it's like, what more do they want? Y'all have, I mean, first of all, y'all have these big ass parades every June. You guys have, I mean, there's at least one LGBT character in a show. Sometime more than there's a black person in the show, which is cool. You have, I mean, like, what more? We have months. Like I said, we have, now you're bringing drag shows to schools. Like, what is going on? Like, I just, like, at what point isn't this not going to be on the guys that, oh, well, if you tell us no, you know what I mean? It's like every time they push, well, if we tell us no, then you're homophobic. No, at what point you don't see like us going to school telling kids about Whoopi?
Right.
In third grade?
Exactly. That got you locked up. You know what I mean?
Right.
That got you locked up.
Talk about Whoopi.
You know what I mean?
You had to sign a permission slip to even be told about sex like in 9th grade.
That's what I'm saying. And why is it crazy to continue that tradition whereas though you need to ask the parents' permission for that? You know, that's what it should be, period. I don't care if it's about LGBT, whatever shit, or I don't give a fuck if it's about straight shit. Like, that's just what it is, what it should be, period. You know what I mean? You know,
I don't get why it's taught in school, period. I don't get why anything about race I get aside from like history, of course, but I don't get why matters of race are spoken about in school, and I don't get, or even at work. Like, even as an adult, I don't understand why we have to talk about race at work.
Yeah.
Why?
Right.
I'm just here to work. I don't really need to know all that. Like, here we have like Asian Pacific Islander Month, Black History Month, all these months.
Then that shit never, like, that shit always pissed me off, right? Not even pissed me off. I just felt it ironic. So Black History Month, we get the shortest month of the year, but like Pacific Islander Month is like you get a full 30 days or 31 days or some shit like that. Or Asian Heritage Month gets a full 30 days. I used to laugh at that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's like, but you never wonder, like, why do we talk about these things at work? Why?
Right.
I kind of thought about that one day, or even at school. Like, I don't need to know who you bumping.
Right.
I was going to say the F word, but I don't know if you.
I cuss all the time. I cuss all the time on my channel.
Okay.
Yeah, you're fine.
Like, that's something I need to care to know to do my job. I don't care about your culture.
Kids need to be learning about reading, writing, and arithmetic.
Yeah.
Period. Not the birds and the bees.
Although I did enjoy.
Not you went out on you went out to fucking a swingers party at, you know, after school or some shit. Or you think Professor Ogilvy is cute. Or whatever the fuck it is. Like, these kids don't need to know any of that shit. They just need to know what
I will say, though, I will say in high school, I did enjoy Pacific Islander Month because we used to have cultural awareness weeks at school, and they would bring the food to the school. And that food was good. That's why I say growing up here was nice because we have some good, diverse food.
I went to a hood school. I think the first day of school in high school, a kid got fucking stabbed. If I'm not mistaken.
Damn.
Yeah, I went to a hood high school here. You know what I mean?
Jesus.
So
if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it wasn't like that. Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't know, man.
But they're coming after the kids. Make no mistake about it. They're gonna use the kids to push their agenda because it's too late with us. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's too late with us.
You ask yourself, like, what's the agenda? Like, what is the agenda? Like, what do they want?
I don't know. I guess if you can,
That's what I don't know.
I guess if you can change people over to all these other nonsensical things, you can slow reproduction down. I don't know.
Yet against abortion.
Right. Well, we're losing that battle, so let's just make it so that they stop procreating.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
I know.
You know, we'll see in about 5 or 6 years if this vacation stop people from having anything. You know what I mean? That's gonna be interesting. My man P Dog.
I think it's gonna reverse.
You think so?
Call me crazy. I think a lot of this crazy stuff. I'm gonna say crazy. Because don't get me wrong, I'm cool with gay. Like, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
like, because I'll never. Like, who you want to love is who you want to love.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like. I've never even thought to even care about anything like that. That's kind of my point. Like, just as no one cares that I'm straight, I don't care if you're gay. If I'm not in the bedroom with y'all.
Right. I care less. I don't care at all. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever you want to do is what you want to do. I just don't like it being pushed on the kids. And a lot of the older, like, gay people I know, they feel the same way.
I was just gonna say the same thing.
They feel the same way.
I was gonna say the same thing.
You know?
Yep, because I have gay friends and they feel the same way. A lot of my gay friends will say, no, I'm in the military, I'm off. But they say that they don't even consider themselves like LGBT or they're just like, I'm just a dude that likes the dudes.
Yeah.
Or Yeah, it's like, or just they don't even like that mob mentality or identity politics. They're not even with that.
Right,
like it's like,
I got an aunt. She was like, I don't know what any of them fucking letters mean. She's, I'm just gay. P-Dog, what's up? So many kids are identifying as LGBTQ because they get rewarded with attention, praise, and adulation from the adults for it. That makes more kids want to be that way for the praise. That's true, and that's what we were just saying about the Disney thing, P-Dog, where it's an incentive. Disney's talking about half their casting for movies and TV shows are going to be LGBTQ. So there's that incentive. If I act this way,
everybody wants to be different. There was this one actress or something that I'll never forget. I love the New York Post, and some actress's daughter said. The headline said, or she said, she just came out in the LGBT community because she's demisexual.
The fuck
Keep
is
in mind,
that?
demisexual, it just means that you can't form a romantic connection without let's say a emotional connection. That's all demisexual is. Like when you can't be physical with someone if you don't have like an emotional connection. That has nothing to do with that's what I'm saying. It's like they just want to be called something different.
Yeah.
It's like.
I just want to be known as something,
something like, or to be honest with you, to be like an oppressive, like a demographic, it's like, I don't know.
Monique says, I don't know. That Amish culture is looking more appealing right now.
Yeah, like what happened when kinks were just kinks and you could just keep it to yourself and in your bedroom, like.
Put on your mother underwear and your wife high heels and I don't know, let her put a digit in or some shit. I don't know what the fuck they do nowadays, but and you keep the shit in the bedroom. The only time it come out is if you pissed your wife off and she said the shit out loud at a fucking dinner party.
Right.
Now the motherfuckers is just out here just loving every minute of it right now. It's crazy.
Because they would lose their damn mind if I was a teacher and I'm straight and I went to a child that I know. I don't know. What does my friend say? He's from the South. Got hit by the Dixie truck. and I went over there and groomed him to be straight. That would be a problem.
Yeah, it'd be a problem. You be in jail. You be on fucking 6 o'clock news. They be fucking showing up at your house. Fucking, yeah. It's crazy.
Now they put in, one more time, my ex-husband, my son's father, he lives in Oregon, and my son used to go to daycare where you could stream. You could see them at any moment. And he looked in at one point and saw they had the boys. They were dressing up in costumes, and they had my son and another little boy in like little dress costumes.
Oh hell no!
Right, and he called that daycare so quick.
Took that shit off my son.
Because he just felt it was inappropriate.
Yeah, it is inappropriate.
A lot of people's minds don't understand. Like it's okay to want your child to be masculine.
Yeah.
They looked at him like he was like a homophobe or something. I'm like. Not put my son in no dress.
Right. Amar Wilson says nothing's taboo anymore. That's true, Amar. Nothing is taboo anymore. They want it all out there in the open. I
remember back in the day, since you're an 80s baby like myself, when I used to sit and watch Jerry, and I thought that stuff was just like the craziest stuff. Like now,
Jerry Springer ain't got shit on the shit that's going on right now. You got a bunch
in
of
high
crazy.
schools.
Yeah. Jerry Springer was that shit. The parents said, "Turn that shit off. Don't watch that." Now is all this shit is nothing's off the table.
I remember when The Simpsons was like, oh
yeah,
she can't watch.
My wife won't even let my son watch The Simpsons. I'm like, it's okay. No, he can't watch that. It's not fun. Like I watched it when I was 7. Like no.
That's actually where I learned the word bastard from The Simpsons when I was younger, and that's when I had to stop watching it.
I watched Married with
I remember like it was yesterday
when I was 7. Like that's the shit. Like Al Bundy is the fucking goat. But that's
right. They'll never know. But and that's the weird thing. That's the funny thing too. Like even back then, we saw gay characters, but it's just like it wasn't in your face. Like looking back, like there were gay characters in shows now. Like like little side characters. Like I know there's episodes of like Fresh Prince when like someone was on like Hillary's like set. Remember she was like a news anchor or whatever, and and they had like the hairdresser, and he would talk. Like we knew it was something different, but it wasn't like pushed down our throats. It wasn't like like we knew, like, why was Bert and Ernie living together?
Right, exactly. Right,
But it was just like,
and kids didn't fucking care. It was the adults speculating while Bert and Ernie fucking lived together. Now they trying to make everybody know that Bert and Ernie are fucking a couple. You know?
Now you're making Candy gay and like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's a lot.
No
of
one
shit
ever
going
thought
on.
if Eminem was dressed sexy or not.
Right.
Like what?
Who the fuck cares? They just, they're delicious. But anyway, I enjoyed this conversation we had tonight.
Yes.
I really appreciate you coming on. I really, really do appreciate
Thanks for having me.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Not a problem. So tell my audience, once again, where we can find you.
Oh, yes. At The Bayway, TheBaiWay. I do have a YouTube channel. It's hard to find because it's just my name. But I named my show, my series, At the End of the Day. So if you type in At the End of the Day and then my name, BAILEE, you can find it. Hopefully, I don't know. I only have 2 videos, so.
There you go. I'll try to post it after the stream once I do some post-production stuff. But I really do appreciate it, and we definitely going to have you back. I enjoy talking to you. And I was happy to get your perspective on this whole Roe v. Wade situation, you know what I mean? And I'm sure a lot of our audience and the people that's going to catch us on the replay will enjoy that insight as well. But for BAILEE, it's Canon Hotep saying, stay safe, stay well, stay strapped, and strap it up if you don't want to have a baby with that girl.
For real.
We holla at you.